Hello, future people. Welcome to Getting Tabled. I'm Jason the Bruce, and welcome to a brand new series that I've decided to call Comparing Wargaming Unfairly. So, this is something that's going to catch a lot of you very much off guard, unless you're part of our Patreon, where you may have noticed that I've mentioned I plan to do something like this for a while. I hadn't mentioned Pokemon, though. Basically, there's a series of videos I want to do where I'm doing a comparison in what you get, generally speaking, in our hobby versus other hobbies. So, this is an example. This is a box that retails in Australia for $40. It includes you've got some boosters in here. It's your typical fare that normally gets used at like Magic Precons, except in this case, it's Pokemon. Why do I have this? Some friends and I wanted to do some card games recently. This is one of the ones that we decided to have a go with. It's something else. So the only connection here is obviously the building of the deck, which you could make a comparison with list building. I, at a later stage, also have a plan to do a video in a similar vein, but for Gundam. And I've already filmed part of a video where I'm looking at Lego. So they're going to be videos that you will see slowly roll out over the next few months. Just to kind of give a little bit of background as to where the costs of our hobby come from, and because we've all heard the conversations about I can't understand why you would pay for X, Y, Z, and we've all explained why we're in this hobby, but is it worth actually making a comparison? I think it is. Rather than just making excuses and trying to justify our hobby, which, for the record, you shouldn't have to do, I think it's a worthwhile investment in time. So, we're going to open up this Lost Origin build and battle box, and we're going to see what I get. All right, so here we are. This is a very weird comparison to be making. I am aware of that. I've chosen something weird for the start of this quite deliberately. One thing I will say, and honestly, this is quite surprising to me, because I'm not someone that really follows this. We only had this conversation to start doing this about a week and a half ago at the time I'm recording this. I have not looked or even considered looking at Pokemon stuff. I have not looked or even considered looking at Pokemon stuff since the game was created. I had a deck when it first started. I never had anything that was of great value. Oh, that's nice. It's actually a decent... I like that. Nice and simple, but it works. I had a simple thing. I never had anything worth any money. And, oh, nice. I've got Gengar. Nice. I always like Gengar. Nice. All right. We're going to come back to this because I think this is a fairly standard thing on these boxes. I want to look through these first. So, if you've ever done trading card games, you know what this is. This is a blind buy. You will either love this or you will hate this. Generally speaking, most experts will tell you that buying boosters is not the best way to be building your deck, but it is part of the fun. So, let's go. Now, I've watched a few videos. I know what we need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the front. We have an energy. Yay, how exciting. Now, there's going to be a whole ton of stuff in here I'm not going to know because I'm not a huge Pokemon person. Oh, I like that one. I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, look at him. He's the best. Ghastly. Ha ha. I like Ghastly. Ghastly's great. Ducklet. I don't think I'm going to know any of the rest of these. Oh, I believe that's a standard thing to get that as your second last one. And I've got Clefable. So, I have no idea what any of these are worth. I may actually do a comparison at the end. Energy. Panic Mask. Just going through these. Oh, Paris, I know. I know Paris. I know Inkay too. Nope. Jinx. Jinx was one of the originals, so I know that one. That's Boo from Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I don't care what you say. It's Boo from Dragon Ball Z. He's just the wrong color. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I like you. Ooh, you're pretty. And I don't know who you are. That's all right. Yay. Arcphone. MIDI Charm. Nope, don't know you. I know them. They were in Arceus or Arceus, however it is that you say it. I know that one as well. C-Dot. Horsey, I know. Meditite? I don't know you. Like I said, I'm not overly familiar with a lot of these. Oh, Mr. Mime. Oh, I like Mr. Mime. Then we've got one more to go. The reason that people do that, apparently, is because otherwise, because it guarantees that you get the rarer one at the start. And I've already got a peek at it. So, don't know. Again, I'm not huge into Pokemon, so I don't know a lot of these things. We're just going through, we're doing a comparison, just like an unboxing, like anything else. I think the big thing for us when it comes to comparing this with miniatures is it's very, very difficult to compare them because, quite frankly, unless you're in the hobby of the trading cards, it's hard to see the value of this in comparison to a mini because at the end of the day, this is just a piece of paper. There is value there, but a lot of it is perceived value. Trading card people will probably hate that I said that. I'm not meaning that in an insult to your hobby. I'm just saying in comparison to a miniature, the value here is very much more of a perceived value as opposed to... You can't hold... I don't actually have a Pokemon here in my hand or a sculpture of a Pokemon. It's just art at the end of the day. But that is also the point. This is art. And that is where a lot of your value is going to come from. Now, if you don't value Pokemon, obviously you'd need to pick a trading card game that you're more interested in. I can highly recommend the Dragon Ball Super one, for example. And what do we get in the build-in box? So this is a 40 card deck. I believe this is a rather standard one, with the exception that's built around this card. And then the idea is that you complete your 60 card deck with what you've pulled. So obviously the big thing for me is I have a Gengar. We've got some energy, which I'm going to... Oh, this is just energy. Oh, no, nope, it's not just energy. This, to a lot of players, is somewhat... because most of them have lots of it. So, going through, Ultra Ball. Ooh, I need some of those. We're just going through. I needed that too. There's another Gengar. Arcanine. So it looks like the rest of this is, yes, as I suspected, fairly standard. Because it's just enough so that you can build your deck around whatever it is that you have. All right, and here we get a good look at everything that came in the box. Now, again, comparing it with the miniatures is not entirely fair. It's very, very different. Again, the purpose of this video is like you don't have to justify your hobby. This is just a comparison for you to show how this compares with other hobbies that people have. Trading card games is huge. And I would argue much bigger than miniatures. These are what came in our boosters. This is ironically exactly the one that I was hoping that I would pull because I kind of wanted to do. I kind of like Gengar. We're kind of all trying to build something that's very balanced, so that we can just have some fun. This energy is very helpful for people that are starting the game. It's pretty much worthless for everybody that's already in the game. And these are codes that allow you to get almost the same product, but through the online thing. The thing that is worth mentioning is that when you unlock the boosters in the online version of the game, it only gives you 5 cards, not 10. So it isn't actually the same like it advertises that it is. I know this because I've already done it with a couple. So there you go. There's our first comparison with the tabletop hobby in comparison to another. Hopefully this is something that you can get some value out of. This is obviously something I would love to get some feedback on, regardless of how you feel about card games, honestly. If your opinion is that you don't like card games, then that's actually really helpful. Because as someone that doesn't value card games, maybe you can tell us what you do see. Just a thought. Get down in the comments, let us know, and also maybe give us some ideas of what else you think might be worth comparing. If it's an idea that I like and can afford, then I might jump on that. You've made it through to the end of another video. Your next mission is to hit subscribe and comment down below. If you'd like to reach out to the team, consider doing that, gettingtabled@gmail.com. Consider subscribing to our Patreon. For only $2 a month, you get early access to almost every single video that we do. Our most active social media is facebook.com/gettingtabled. It's where you'll find everything first. There's also a Discord. There's an invite on screen right now. If you type that in, it'll give you instant access. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can find us at gettingtabled. It's not the most active, but it's something we're trying to use more all the time. Come and check out Jason the Bruce at Twitch. He does both video game and hobby content. And of course, without question, play more games.